You're on.
Hola.
You, you are on episode 5.
Hello. Hello to our listeners. Hello to you, Willily.
Hello to me. Hello to
Yeah.
you.
Hello.
All right.
Welcome to episode 5 of Chew the Fat, y'all. Here we are again. It took us a second to come back, but we are here.
They don't even know.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 5. That's a big deal. That's like one more than 4.
I guess we're like halfway there of 10.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Like
I'm excited.
impressive.
Oh, hey. You know what I didn't do real quick? Talk amongst yourselves real quick. I want to look something up.
Oh, that's gonna be a success.
Tell me.
Um
Tell me
today
your.
let's talk about today's sponsor. Today's
Yes.
sponsor comes from We Are Strong by Design and Coach
Ooh. Yes.
comes from United Trainers Association and Coach William
Yes.
Gooder. Yeah,
Gooder.
that is
The Gooder
our
glasses.
official sponsor. And that's it. Anything
That is
else?
it. No.
I have nothing.
Hey, I did get I wouldn't really call it a sponsor, but with the Code United Trainers Association, you can get 10% off for mindful meals, but you have to live local in Orlando area.
Oh yeah, I have one
Yeah.
too.
Ooh, which
Nice.
one?
Right, good reminder. Modify Health. Modify
Ooh,
Health is low FODMAP foods to decrease inflammation and bloating with the code Coach K, just the letter K.
where's that at? Is that you can get that anywhere?
Modify Health. Modifyhealth.com.
I mean, local or anywhere?
Anywhere.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, look
Anywhere.
at you, one upper.
Yeah. Modifyhealth.com. Code is Coach K, and you get $20 off of your first 3 orders. And it's
Oh,
pretty
nice.
good.
That is good.
Yeah. So
Yep, mine is just meals, mindful meals, but you must be within the Orlando area.
damn. There you go.
Oh, pretty fun.
What is the code?
United Trainers Association, the whole thing.
Boom. There you go.
There you
Nice.
go.
Awesome.
Hey, I just looked up 66 days till June 20th. Is that right? Yeah, 66 days. Remember we did. That was last time we talked about that, right?
Summer?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So just keeping everyone up to track. They are. It's closer. Well, whenever they listen to this, they probably listen to this on June 20th, and they're like, "Oh, crap!
Here we are.
I should have listened to them."
That's great. Yeah.
So most of the people, obviously, working out. You can go down a rabbit hole on absolutely everything. But a lot of the people that we talk to are already fairly active and sometimes too active. So, like the whole general statement, like, hey, let's get up, move, eat good, get off the couch, and you live a healthy life. Like in general, I 100% believe in that. And then you always have people that go to each extreme. So some people that we talk to, we just want them literally to get off the couch and go for a walk. And then we do have some people in our lives that we talk to, they will not stop working out. Like they work out too much. So outside of that, also with nutrition, they go from one extreme, like let's just maybe stop eating fast food 3 times a day, to they go down this rabbit hole of some crazy, I don't know, I don't want to say diet or whatever, but some way of eating that's just absurd and unrealistic to be able to, I guess, just maintain.
Uh-huh.
And maybe that's not even, the right choice for them.
Sustainable.
Path. Yeah. So then today, we're just going to talk about just like the basics, like protein, carbs, and fat. And maybe just like our take on them, what they are, or what you have to say on that. Right. So just the simple of, So for exercise, get up and move, and then you could go down a whole episode of that. So for nutrition, because we were talking about the summer is coming, so obviously then everyone is like, hey, so I got a message the other day, it's like, hey, I have 8 weeks, what's the legitimacy on me getting shredded? And I was like, well, what's, like, my other question back was, what is legitimately shredded to you? Like, what does that even mean?
Right.
However, so then we unfolded a couple more questions, and I was like, okay, so you just asking questions, or do you have a plan and a way to eat? And this human was, no, basically just wondering. So it didn't. So there's no
the famous asshole.
Yeah, asshole. Yes, it totally was.
Gotcha.
But so when you said let's just talk about the basics of nutrition, I thought that would have been perfect, because I think a lot of people can figure a lot of stuff out on their own more than what they think. But they just pick up maybe the wrong book or follow the wrong, like what you said. You talked about the magazines; those are bait and switch stuff.
There, yes, clickbait right there.
Clickbait.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that when it comes to nutrition, you can also go like in a crazy rabbit hole of optimize or just clean it up diet. There's a bunch of stuff that you can geek out and just like be, oh, dang it, this, it's gonna optimize that, and I can do this and optimize that and be healthier on this or that. So for sure, it's kind of like fitness. You can also go in a whole rabbit hole of things, but just like fitness, if you're not doing anything, just starting to go for a walk, that is the minimum, right? Like that's
right.
An awesome start. So just like fitness, just like understanding what your food is made of and why you are choosing that instead of the other thing. I think that's the first thing that everyone should do. It is just like educate themselves so they can have freedom to do whatever they want, right? Like not be dependent on, oh, okay, it's 8 weeks from summer. What do I do now?
Right.
Right. And that only comes from educating themselves, right? Like stopping and maybe reading stuff that they trust instead of magazines that obviously have no intent on having their well-being at the driver's seat, or like listening to podcasts. I don't know, like whatever it is your preferred method of education. But that is, to me, the first thing that everyone should do is just like learn what your food is made of, and basically like why people say count calories or count macros, right? Like what it is, the idea behind that. Why should you even do that? Does that make sense to you or not, to your lifestyle, or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where my mind went when I said, let's talk about a little bit about this.
Yeah, I like the sometimes it seems too daunting for people. They're like, oh, I can never. So maybe they know someone who is very healthy and they are fit or whatever they would want to be like, and they actually see their lifestyle in the food and everything they eat, and then they say to themselves right away, it's like, I could never do that. And in their current life and situation, that may be true, but that doesn't mean that it's over, right? It doesn't mean that they can never get there, but they think it's too difficult, so then they do. It's either like all or nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I also think that
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I also think that in a certain way, the I can never do that, it's kind of like a way to take them off the hook. Of like, it's not even worth for me to try because I won't be able to do it. So I'm not going to even try to do the minimum effort to improve a little bit because I can never do that.
Yeah.
Right. So you're already like looking at the top of the mountain and it's like, oh, dang it, that is a long way to go. I'm not going to even start because that doesn't even make sense.
Right.
Right. So you just don't even start the walk.
Yeah. I think that reminds me too of sometimes when people, so say they want to sign up for one-on-one training or a gym or something, and it's a big investment financially to do that. And um, I always kind of laugh to myself, not at them, but like internally, like when they say, so say they're going to go, they want to do the 3-month package. They're like, this is what I'm going to do. And then they find out how much it is. And they're like, oh, well, if I do that, I'm really going to like it. And there's no way I can keep doing this. Right. So before they even start on like a path towards creating a better, I don't want to just say better life for them, not like they're living a bad life, but like
A better
they
life.
want to, yeah, they
better
want to,
life, for
they
sure.
want to improve their health,
Yeah.
their fitness, all of that. So what I say and try to paint a picture of is if they take these steps to just start. So say you make a 1-month commitment to just maybe eat better, and then maybe you'll learn something through this of like what that would be for you. So then through that month or through the 3 months of training, I really believe that these people will see different avenues in their current lifestyle and literally different financial opportunities that could come up based off of the discipline that they have that they didn't think they have. Like I really believe that they could even just then make enough money to continue to train
Sure.
of doors they don't even know that are there.
And even
Right?
different priorities.
Yes.
Right, like different, because they say, oh, this is too expensive, and I feel like we're going to a 100% different rabbit hole of
I know. It's just
we started this whole thing up. But what they say, this is too expensive, I can commit to that, it's gonna be a no for me. But then you go and say, okay, let's 100% understand it is expensive, I think it should be expensive because you are committing to changing your health. I don't think anything that is regards to your health, betterment of your health, should be cheap. But that's another story for another day. We go for, okay, so yeah, totally understand it is expensive. Where do you eat breakfast every day? Oh, I go to Starbucks. Awesome. How much you spend at Starbucks for breakfast? I mean, a latte, it's $4 plus a pastry, that's gonna be another $4. So plus taxes, that's gonna be $10 a day, right?
oh yeah, yeah.
That's for sure. If they already start the day with Starbucks, that's absolute sure that at least lunch or dinner is also gonna be out, not at home, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you're like spending $300 a month in stuff that you don't really need, that's not even really adding up to your health. But when it comes for you to take charge of your health and be like, nope, I'm gonna just take myself out of the hole and like be the person that I want to be and have a better life. Like for most of these people is have a better, like even for us, me and you, if we
Mm-hmm.
are to hire a coach to optimize the 1% that we want to optimize, that's going to lead us to a better life, right? Like we might
Yeah.
be having better health and spending less time with the code, right?
Yeah.
Like even
Yeah.
for us, the little bit of improvement is gonna lead to a better life. Like anything that you do to improve yourself, even if you don't have a bad life, it's still gonna lead to a better life. So for
Right.
sure, I believe that, yeah, it is a better life.
Yeah, I agree. I was just trying to not tell people that their life is horrible.
Not,
but
maybe
yeah,
their life is not horrible, but
yeah,
there's space for improvement on everyone's life for
yeah,
sure.
100%. Yeah, I get it.
So
All right. Hey, so now bringing that into protein, carbs, and fat. So, but I think that was great because really, when you get into nutrition or any subject, and I geek out to like a hot minute, and I don't mind like talking about it, but I don't freak out about it in my everyday life. Does
yeah,
that make sense? So
yeah.
to me, this is fun, and I like to listen to every like side, and I'll listen to the like the Ben Greenfields and the
Yeah.
random people that like Joe Rogan will have on, and they go like weird. And I'm like, man. So then that's like their only, it's like they have blinders on and they're only down in this hole
Right.
and nothing else makes sense to them. Right. You know, like there's
Yeah.
just like, this is the only way. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, I get it. But whatever. What I want out of this, so say for the protein, carbs, and fat, I just took an old like manual that I just had out in the garage,
Awesome.
and then I found them. So I have some old notes in here and stuff. But I would like for people to take like what's the least amount of effort. So in our subject of nutrition, to create change. So not the whole all or nothing,
Right.
wherever their budget is, wherever their lifestyle is, but they can do something.
Right.
I believe. And well, anyone can do something.
Yeah. 100%.
So what's the least amount that they can do to create change? That's what I want someone to get like today, right? For
Right.
them.
If you want to put minimal effort, right? Like you don't want to even think about anything and you're currently not doing anything at all. You're just like, you don't care, right?
Mhm.
First thing, stop eating processed foods,
Yeah.
right? Just focus on whole ingredient, single ingredient whole foods. That's it. Boom. Right there. I feel like that is the laziest, easiest way to get your health back on track. Right?
I
Like
remember
go.
the one Instagram live that we did, and I was trying to say how whole ice cream or something like that wasn't
Right.
and ice
Right.
cream is not a whole food.
No, ice cream is not a whole food. So that is to me like easiest thing that
That's
you can
good.
do. Like you're not doing anything right now. You don't even know where to start. You don't have the money to hire a coach. You don't have the patience to stop and read a book. There's a ton of information in the internet. So I understand that sometimes can be super confusing and super overwhelming. So like, where the fuck do I go from here? Right? Like that can be for sure super overwhelming. So just
Yeah.
like if you can't keep it on your pantry for more than 2-3 weeks, don't eat it, right? Like everything that's on your fridge that you know that you have to keep it within the week, if not it's gonna go bad, go for it, right? Boom. That's
Yeah.
the easiest thing, laziest thing that you can do. That's for sure. You're gonna start seeing difference on your health markers, on your blood work, on your levels of energy, your skin, sex drive, all of the things,
Mhm.
right? That's to me the
I
Z.
like that.
But
I
then
like all. Go ahead.
go. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and then number two, I just noticed, like being in the gym and stuff like that, and even me, I like random drinks, right?
Right.
So from like, I mean, I'm not much of a soda drinker, but I know a lot of people that like legit soda is their thing, whether it's diet or regular,
Right.
right? Cutting that and then just drinking water
Right.
is super simple.
Right.
I mean, maybe it's not easy psychologically or whatever, but
it's not easy. No, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Right. But it is
Right.
simple.
Yeah.
It is
Simple.
very, very simple.
Yeah.
And like the other thing with soda, it's like if you're drinking a bunch today, you don't need to start from 10 a day to 0, right?
Oh,
Like
right.
maybe go from 10 to 8, 5, and then go to 3 and see what happens, and then go to 1 a day, and then maybe someday you're not gonna even feel the need to drink it. But the main thing I feel like it's like you create the awareness of why am I drinking this? Right? Because I feel like drinks, especially even more than food, you do it out of habit.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like you go and you open that Coke or the La Croix or whatever that is, just
Mhm.
to have something in your hand. Like just like a lot of people drink alcohol, right? Like they
Right.
don't drink alcohol because oh it's so tasty and I want to get drunk. It's just because they want to have something in their hands and distract themselves. Right.
Right.
So I guess the creating the awareness of why am I doing this? Do I need to drink this Mountain Dew right now, or am I doing that just out of habit? Just because I think that's that's how I go about my day, right?
Yeah,
That's
I for sure like, so I have water,
right.
and I take that with me all over. But whatever was in that, I would just drink it, just
Right.
because it's by habit,
Habit
you know. So yeah,
for sure.
I totally get that.
But then like, let's say you already dial it down, you're pretty good, like you're not 100% because no one wants to be 100% on anything, but you're like, you kind of have a good understanding of fitness, of nutrition, and you're already like pretty good, like with whole foods and all of that. But you want to geek it out a little bit and understand a little bit more about protein, carbohydrate, and fat, right? The
Yes, yes.
first thing I think that it needs to be understood is that what is that, right? Like a lot of people hear like macros and they're like, oh no, like that's too difficult. I don't even want to know, right? Like it's daunting. It's like, no, that's going to be too complicated, right? Like there's numbers and then I have to understand food and all of the things.
Hmm.
Like the only thing really that you need to kind of grasp is that's your calories, all of your calories of all of your foods are made of macros. So you already have an understanding of what is macros by choosing what to do based off of calories, right? Like when
Right.
you look it up at a broccoli instead of a ice cream, you kind of have an understanding of this is whole food, this is processed, this is going to have way more calories than the other. Why is that this this have more calories than the other? That's the only question that you need to make, right? Like what it is that there is inside those broccoli that don't have or have it on the ice cream, right? And when you
Right.
kind of have, in my opinion, when you kind of have this clarity of why, it makes it easier for you to choose food A instead of food B,
Yeah, I believe that too.
right?
Oh, and just for macros is short for macronutrients.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we have macronutrients, and those are the ones that make up the calories. And then we have micronutrients, not
Hmm.
micro, right? Which are
Right.
the smaller nutrients that would be vitamins and minerals that are on your food. That's going to make you like healthy, strong, antioxidants, all of those good things, right? That there is in your
Right.
foods, mainly whole foods. But, anyways, macronutrients, those are going to be carbohydrate, fats, and protein, right?
Yes.
Protein mainly animal stuff,
Yep.
right? Like,
Let me look here. I'll
go,
read one of my things.
go for it.
Two primary sources, animals and plants. Animal sources include red meat such as beef, lamb, venison. They also include seafood such as fish, lobster, shrimp, poultry such as chicken, turkey, duck, pheasant are also excellent sources of animal protein. Oh, look at that fun. Oh, let me go to the plant one here real quick. Plant proteins come from fruit, vegetables, seeds, nuts, grains, and legumes. Plant proteins are incomplete amino acid profile. This is why vegetarians need to make sure they balance out their food choices to ensure that they ingest a complete amino profile. Remember all these old things?
Yes.
Anyways, go ahead.
So, yeah, so that's pretty much it, right? Like protein, you don't know what proteins are, think animals. Animals are protein, like
Mhm.
muscle protein. So that
I
is like
have,
the easiest way for you to remember. Go.
and then on, so for the macronutrients, so you have, protein, carbs, and fat. And so I have someone now tracking their nutrition. They want to, summer's coming, whatever. Well, this person is vegetarian. So I still gave the guidelines of how many proteins, carbs, and fat. And so if it was like up to me, I would just be like, don't be vegetarian, go eat meat. Right. Um, but they are not completely interested in that. I can't make them change that mind. Right. So, but what's really interesting is now they are having a hard time once they are logging. I go, just eat like whatever. And this is what's my favorite thing that everyone says. So they're coming to you for help. And that's like totally cool. Um, but then when you get down to it and you're asking about nutrition, well, everyone already eats healthy. Like, oh, I eat healthy.
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
okay, well, yeah, I'm still going to ask you these questions.
Right.
So like, no, but I mean, I eat good. I mean, good. I eat good.
I eat pretty
So
good. I eat pretty good.
I ate pretty good. So then I said, okay, well, write your pretty good food down and let's see what we get. So then it's a difficult time getting the correct amount of protein, and then with variety in vegetarian. I mean, I know that there's people that can do it, but this person's like learning right now, and it's very interesting. And within a couple weeks, they've started eating chicken and fish just to get their
Yeah.
protein. And I guess not much, but sometimes when they think like, oh, I eat high protein, um, sometimes that is mind boggling to people, but a lot of protein may not be as much as they think. So if they
Right.
just add like a chicken breast or whatever, I mean, it'll add up.
Right. Yeah, and the thing about vegetarians or vegan, um, uh, you gotta understand. Like, I feel like everyone needs to understand, and that is not to bash any type of diet, but
Right.
it is important to understand that each food category or component or whatever it is that you want to call, there is a sense, a time, a place, a reason in our body, right?
Hmm.
So it's fine if you don't, if you want to be a vegetarian or vegan person because you have your religious reasons, you believe that that's the correct thing, like those are your legit beliefs. If it was up to me, you would eat the protein. But
Right.
again, I respect everyone's beliefs, right? Like some people don't eat meat because that's their religious belief, and that's that. Great.
Right.
Follow through. Know that your body needs protein.
Yeah.
And just plant as you read it, not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut it because plants are not complete sources of protein like
Right.
animals are, right? So
Yeah.
know that you're gonna have to find ways to supplement your diet or your nutrition because you are a vegan, because you choose to do that. So, and that is totally fine. But no, that's gonna, like, maybe you're gonna have to go for a protein shake more than once a day because that's how you're going to have to supplement with your protein intake. Maybe you're going
Hmm.
to also have to take like B vitamins and iron because that's how your body, our body gets those things. It's via meat. When you take off meat, like a lot of vegetarian people, they are uh, what is the name when you don't eat enough meat? Oh, dang it, I'm drawing a blank.
Iron deficient, the anemic.
Anemic. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of, thank you. A lot of people
Yeah.
are anemic because they don't eat meat. So they're gonna have to supplement with things that are gonna bring them to health, right? Like, so you being anemic, you're being out of balance because you're not eating the proper food. Same goes for people that cut carbohydrates to their diet,
Hmm.
right? Like they say, oh, we don't need carbohydrate to survive, right?
Yeah.
Like humans don't need carbohydrate. We don't need processed carbohydrates. Yeah, we don't eat ice cream and donuts. And that's true. We don't. It's
Hmm.
good. And I eat them. I'm not judging anyone that do it. I do it. Like
Hmm.
like I don't need to eat chocolate. True. Right.
Right.
But yes, you do need to eat broccoli and bananas and carrots. That's how you get your micronutrients, right?
Yeah.
That's how your body gets some stuff. So no, it's fine that, or same goes for a low fat diet, right? Fat is how our body, eating fat is how our body makes up cholesterol, which is how our body makes up sex hormones. Sex hormones is how boys make babies and women make babies. That's how we like get even like interested in sex, right? Because our body reads like, you don't have enough testosterone in your body right now. You're not ready because our body's not wanting for us to have sex for the pleasure. our body wants us to have sex for the making baby part, right? Like the legit
Mhm.
procreation. So our body reads, makes up the scan of how is your health right now for you to make a baby, and it's like, oh, your testosterone is super low, you're not going to have a baby. There is no need for you to waste your energy wanting to have sex because you have no conditions to procreate right now because your testosterone is on the shitter,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
you're not going to feel any desire to have sex, and you're going to feel like that is so weird. I don't want to have sex in forever and I don't know what's going on. Well, let's check it out, your nutrition, see what's happening over there, and see how you're eating, how are your food choices, how is your fat intake, how's your carbohydrate intake, how's your protein intake,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not just food, right? It is your health.
It's like it's like a program. So everything that you eat, so say like for protein, there's um there's a little program and numbers that attach to those. And then your body needs those certain numbers,
Right.
right? So you're like, "Do-do-do-do-do-do-do." And if you don't get the right numbers or data,
Yeah.
there's no, you're
Your
done.
body's gonna adapt. You're not gonna die. You're right. You might be thinking, oh, but I am a vegetarian and I'm alive. For sure. There are
Yeah.
people that don't drink water and only drink soda and they are alive.
Yeah. Your body's like super resilient.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like we are, our body's programmed to survive. That doesn't mean that you are living your best life. Just because you're
Right.
alive doesn't mean you're
Right.
thriving, right?
Well,
So
wait, let me
just
go here for proteins.
proteins, go.
Um, that it's that, so that's your skin, your muscles, organs, bones. Those are all proteins. Proteins are comprised of building blocks called amino acids. And then that's like what your nail, hair, skin, teeth. So just
Muscle,
from that, like when people's nails, like you can kind of see their nails if they're like jacked up, thin, frail.
right?
Um, I mean, I would say like hair thinning, but guys have hair thin. I mean, I do. Um, but you know, like the thin, the frail hair,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that's
Yeah.
just from protein. Just get protein.
Crappy nutrition, in my
Yeah.
opinion. In my opinion, there's a bunch of coaches out there that might tell you 100% otherwise, and that is why nutrition is so complicated and there's so much. But again, I'm just telling you my opinion and how I see
Yeah.
it and how I do it for myself. That's the walk
But
that
they,
I.
but like they can take that like a protein, like this is what a protein is,
Yeah,
right? It's
right.
a building block for amino acids.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
where you can get the sources. You can get them from fruits and vegetables, seeds, nuts, and grains, but it's like you're going to have to find out how to supplement more.
Right.
So there can be ways, and I'm learning. You're also going to find out how vegetarian people are, or like where their priority is if they try to hit numbers along the way. So even like with the protein powder. So if they start taking whey protein powder, well, then they either just don't know or they're not that vegetarian. You
Right.
know, they'll be like, anyways, it's been
There's
super
that.
interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So protein. Anything else? I love protein. You know what else is just kind of funny too? And totally, there's people that can debunk anything, and there's outliers. But if
Right.
you know people that like eat meat, they're like, I love meat. And then you have someone who says, I'm a vegetarian. You can almost picture in your head the two people, like what they
Yeah.
look like.
It's just a stereotype, right?
Totally.
Like, it's not just
100%.
stereotype. They're for sure outliers, as you said. There are people that
Yeah.
eat a bunch of protein that don't look like that, and there's a bunch of vegetarians that don't look at all like that. But
Yes. Yes.
you can for sure make the stereotype in your mind. Yes,
Yes.
I agree with that for sure. So
All
number
right.
two, carbohydrate. Yeah,
Carbohydrates.
cool.
All right.
Oh,
Should I just
important
go?
important thing to talk about. Protein. I guess all of them, but in this case, protein. Just an addendum. 1
Oh, I
gram of
like that.
protein equals 4 calories.
Yeah.
right? So if
Yes.
you are counting your macros, you are an advanced person and you are understanding a little bit more of macros and how to count them and all of that. If you decided to eat 100 grams of meat, chicken, know that in 1 gram of that chicken, there are 4 calories. So then you just see how many you're eating and multiply by the calories, and you're going to have how many calories you're eating for that meal specifically. Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
cool. So
Boom.
back to carbohydrate.
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 Carbohydrates are sugar, and they're the primary fuel and energy source on which your body runs. Even protein and fat will break down into sugar if necessary, and gluconeogenesis.
Right.
Yes.
So that's,
Um,
oh, sorry, go.
oh, let me go more. I got more. I got
Go,
more
go,
over
go, go.
here.
And then,
And then they derive from fruits, vegetables, grains. Complex carbohydrates are derived from the whole kernel of the grain and are as unbleached and unprocessed as possible. They include whole fruit, vegetables that are raw, uncooked, and unprocessed. Refined, simple carbohydrates are the sugars that are bleached and processed. They include white table sugar, white flour, most juices, candy bars, most canned foods, and chips. So what you were saying there, like we eat carbohydrates, but there's two different kinds of like what people are thinking of. Uh, yeah, that kind of throws me a lot as well. So when people say, hey, I don't eat carbs, but literally, even if they're eating vegetables, you're eating carbs. So
right,
potato, like splitting hairs, but just know that you're eating carbohydrates. You're
right,
eating like lower glycemic, higher fiber, whole carbs.
right. Know that you, like, I don't think anyone should be afraid of food, right? That's
Right.
what kind of like what drives people. I don't eat carbohydrate because I'm afraid of carbohydrate because carbohydrates are going to make me fat.
Mhm.
That's the whole reason why I don't drink, because carbohydrate are highly insulinic. My blood sugar is going to spike up. I'm going to probably become a diabetic and I'm going to die, right? Like that's the whole, if you need to track the beginning and the end of the I don't eat carbohydrate,
Mhm.
it's kind of go like, I'm generalizing, and a lot of people it's not like that, but there are
Right.
a lot of people there goes like that. That is the reason why I don't eat carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is the devil. It's gonna make me fat. I'm gonna get pre-diabetic, then diabetic, and then next thing I know, I'm taking insulin and they're cutting my food off.
Where people they start eating and you get into the nutrition talk, just general. You're just starting and you start asking questions and they're like, "Oh, you're probably going to tell me not to eat bread. Bread's bad, isn't it? Yeah, bread. I shouldn't eat potatoes either." And then they just go off this whole thing,
And
and
pasta.
you haven't
Right,
even got anywhere, and
right,
they're already upset about everything they're not going to be able to eat,
right,
and it may not even be true. You know,
right. Yeah.
that's
So
pretty
and
good.
so like, again, all foods have time and have place and have like, yeah, like ice cream have a time and place too. Pizza have time and place. I don't think any
Yeah,
nutrition should not have fun foods. Like, I eat it, you eat it, I drink my beer, you drink my beer. Those are carbohydrates. That
I
doesn't mean,
drink your beer.
right. That doesn't mean that we're less healthy. Like maybe we could be healthier in an athletic way, but that is not our goals. We eat for the goals that we want to have,
Right,
right? That's the main thing too. Like, cool, you don't eat carbohydrate. Why?
right.
Right, cool. You don't want to eat carbohydrate? Don't eat carbohydrate. Why did you decide that you're not gonna eat carbohydrate? Like, what are your goals with that? Right?
Hmm.
Oh, I want to improve my performance and get so fast because I'm a brand new at CrossFit and I want to crush it. Well,
Right.
that's not gonna happen because CrossFit is a sport that is highly glycolytic and it needs carbohydrates.
Yeah,
Like maybe
you have
not
to.
pizza, maybe not beer, but
Right.
for sure the broccoli, carrots, quinoa, rice, whatever carbohydrate.
I think on that, like the misconception or the quick to the whole generalized statement of saying, oh, no carbs, is because maybe, yeah, like what they're coming out of. And like the fun stuff that I like is, I don't know, I mean, pizza, whatever the processed carbohydrates would be, that's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So then you're not going to perform as good with that. That I believe that like there's a lot of stuff you can get away with. However, that's not the ideal thing you should be eating. So some people can like eat pizza, burgers, whatever, and still do really good in something. It's like, okay, well, that's great. That's not like what's making them that good. They're getting away with it, right?
And that's also an outlier. No,
Yeah.
that is an outlier. That is
Yes.
not the rule.
So then when a normal person comes in and they're like, oh, I'm going to have to stop all my carbs. Well, if they understood the starchy carbohydrates versus simple and processed carbohydrates, you can eat a lot of food and your overall carb intake will probably be lower than what you were doing. So you're thinking, oh, I'm not getting any. In your mind, you'd be like, oh, I can only eat this many carbs. But if you get them from the correct places, you have to eat a lot to get those numbers.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when we say like you have to eat a lot, when you actually take the good foods and you input those numbers, it takes a lot of the good food to make those numbers.
Right.
But I could sit and eat 4,000 calories at like, where do we go? Red Robin. Boom.
I mean, in a set. I mean,
yes.
The first 20 minutes there. First 20 minutes, you can check off the mark of like, it's easy to go for 40,000 in there. It's like crazy.
It's crazy. And it adds up like real fast, but that's like.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's super fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not something that you should do every weekend.
Correct. So say we have that, and then you give them, they want to go, then they log into MyFitnessPal and they put in their goals, and then their daily calorie intake is now 1,000 calories because now they want to lose weight. So they just went to like where they can devour.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That was just a hypothesis. Don't do it.
But where they go from is they can sit in one eating and eat 4,000 calories. No worries. And they've probably been doing that for quite some time.
Right.
Your body is resilient. Then when they go on the diet and like we're on the carbohydrates, they're like, oh, I don't want to eat any carbs. They just went, and then they're going to go way over here. And now it's like they believe that if they eat any carbs, they're going to get fat. Meanwhile, they've been chowing 4,000 calories like in a sitting and their body's been like holding off.
I don't know. Like I can eat 200 grams of carbohydrate. Let me grab that Stella Artois over there and just drink 5 tonight.
Boom. Yeah. Save them.
Go for it.
Yeah. So I think just that. So you have the proteins, mostly meat, the vegetables, fruits, vegetables. You can get protein, but you're gonna have to supplement with that. Right. And then for the carbohydrates, just look down for maybe glycemic index. Don't go down there.
I mean,
starchy and simple whole foods.
Right.
Whole foods.
Whole foods, grains, potatoes. They're not the devil. Yeah. Right. Like whole foods
and fruits are okay.
Yeah, fruits are okay. They have sugar. Those are good sugar. They're fine. You're not gonna die. It's gonna be okay. You're not gonna ruin your fitness. It's gonna be fine.
Unless you're allergic.
You're allergic, fruit. Like, and then again, like you said, every rule has its exception, right? Like there are tons and like I said at the beginning, stay with whole foods. You're gonna be fine, right? And you probably will. There is a part of the population that is allergic or sensitive to some type of whole foods, right? Their body don't digest properly potato. Like some people are legit. If they have autoimmune, some autoimmune conditions, potato is not advised. So like nightshades, right? That's probably not your situation.
Right.
So
Or
don't avoid it.
peanuts,
Or
random stuff like
right,
that. Yeah.
unless you know it. Like I know for sure I should not be eating nightshades because my body doesn't process that properly. Or you did a sensitivity food test and you know your body's allergic to whatever eggplant,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, stay away from that.
Yeah.
For sure, you're right. But otherwise,
Yeah. It's good. Hey, how many calories?
or 1 gram of just like protein. Those are the two easiest way, two easiest to remember. Protein, carbohydrate, 1 gram, 4 calories.
Okay. Let's go to fats.
Fats.
I'll run down this real quick.
Let's go.
Fat gives flavor to food, and that's why we enjoy high fat food so much. 100%. Boom.
Done.
I've done.
Yeah.
I've done when I was doing that transformation or before that. So that was like in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's so old. But that was through the time when I remember people thinking I was weird because I would get stuff like, so say cottage cheese, and I wouldn't get the fat free because I was like, this is like back in the day when you had to write everything down. We didn't have the apps. But anyway, so I needed to get my protein, carbs, and fat, and everything was fat free. Like that was like the craze. And people thought I was crazy because I would get or whatever, or yogurt, like the full fat
Yeah.
yogurt or whatever.
Right.
But when you take that fat away, it legit doesn't taste as good. Like it's just not good.
For sure. You get used to though, right? Like you for sure
Yeah.
get used to. But yes.
All right.
Go.
All
Continue on
right. So
the-
fat is the primary fuel for low and moderate energy needs. So like protein, fat is derived from animal and plant sources. Animal fat is considered a saturated, and because it's a solid, we have to be mindful of how much we consume of it on a daily and weekly basis. Let's see. Plant fat is considered unsaturated and monosaturated. This type of fat comes mainly from vegetables, seeds, nuts, legumes, and is liquid at room temperature. The consumption of unsaturated fat needs to be limited in ingestion. Let's see, where's something fun? Guidelines? No, I'm not going to give guidelines. Fat cell development from birth to adulthood. Okay, fun. Oh, I got one on fat. Fat cells. Maybe somewhere in this one. But so you can, this is like kind of sad. So, but you know how like, so say you start getting fat, obese, or fat cells, right? Whatever. Not trying to call you fat, but you're gaining more
I
weight.
got you, boo. I got you.
So you're born with X amount of fat cells when you're born.
Right.
So we start gaining weight. Well, you can increase your fat cells. Those fat cells technically never go away. However, you can reduce the size of them.
Drink them.
But
they're yours.
Forever. Keep them. Isn't that sad? It's like, dang it.
They're yours forever. That is why, in some senses, it's easier to gain weight than to lose it. Because you already have your fat cells in there. You're just feeding them up.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
they're
right?
Like, hey, I'm hungry.
Right. Like, I'm here. Give me food.
Yeah.
On the other way around it, you need to shrink them. And that's going to take a little bit longer, more work. Like, and it's just legit way more fun to eat than not to eat. So
way more fun.
So yeah, fat.
But you need it.
Is like legit. You need it. Like
brain food.
Healthy. You like to try to make babies. Like fat.
You need a baby making sponsor.
Maybe we're
fat company or
that's gonna be our next sponsor. Some type of
fat pills.
For no, not fat pills. No, baby making. No,
baby making.
No, F that.
And it's gonna be just fat.
No, like don't stay on your I'm gonna stay low, like 60 grams for women. I think it's 80 for men. That is a great target, right? Like, oh, I eat a lot of fat, 30 grams a day. That's not a lot. Like
Right.
60 grams is a good, and that varies from person to person, of course. But again, generalizing, we're talking here with thousands and thousands of
Yeah.
people.
Yes. Yes.
um, so generalizing, 60 grams for women. I think it's 80 for men. That is a good place for you to stay and be sure that your health is gonna stay on point. Now, that being said, you are one of those people they are like, oh, but I eat 30 grams today, so tomorrow I'm gonna eat 60 because Coach Karina said that 60 is the one number that I need to. Don't. You're for sure gonna have a stomach problem. You're gonna probably spend the day in the bathroom. Don't change your diet or your nutrition for anything nutrition or protein, fat, carbohydrate. If you are at a number and you are looking to increase, do it slowly.
Hmm.
I like maybe 5, 10, 50 grams a day, or 50 grams, 5, 10, 15 grams a day. That would be a good place to start. Don't go from 30 to 60. That's going to be bothering your stomach a lot.
I just did. So we're back to, we ordered our meals and so they get delivered, and I just had to split one meal into two meals because I guess so for whatever I was eating, I feel like I eat a lot. However, so at the one sitting, so I ordered the portion and a half, and months ago, like when we were on them, I would just down it. And then so now when we're starting again, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a ton of food. So I could feel I was going to be uncomfortable
Yeah.
and like, oh man, I got to chill on this. So then I just stopped it, saved it for later. So I had the one meal split into two.
Nice.
Yeah. So totally, I 100% agree on that. So I guess the calories that I was eating were not as much as like what I'm doing now, or
At least
consistently, I guess.
quality, at least. Maybe.
Yes. Oh yeah, because I've eaten vegetables 3 days in a row now. Do I look leaner?
You look leaner for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Your skin looks better.
Skin clear. Feel good.
So a gram of fat is 9 calories. So those are going to be the highest calories of our macros. That is why we can stay on the lower end of it. That's going to be like around 60, 50, 60, 70 end of it. And yeah, because they're a little higher. On the, if you are trying to change it up, your protein increase, decrease, whatever, get your target, a good number for you to start if you are sedentary, not doing anything, you just want to improve your habits, you're walking, you don't work out consistently, start shooting for zero 0.8 grams of protein per body weight, right? If you
Hmm.
do work out and you want to just start getting like work on your body composition, improve some stuff, shoot for 1 to 1.2 grams per body weight, especially if you lift weights, CrossFit type of stuff. This is a good number. And then the rest of the calories, whatever you have left, like, so let's say you're doing 60 grams for protein or for fat, you're doing a 1 gram of 1 gram per body weight. So let's say you are 150, you have 150 grams of protein. You do the math, times 4 for protein, 60 times 9 for fat, and whatever you have left, that's going to be your carbohydrate.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how you do, that's how you figure it out how much food you are eating on your day. Not
And
crazy.
yeah, and just start logging it.
Just start logging it. Right.
I think what's real simple, if people start, real quick, I have notes in here. It says, what do the Russians say? And yeah, 0.8 grams and 1 gram per pound. So you were the same as the Russians.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. Hey, I think a lot of people who like meat don't have to look for fat. Sometimes I'll have to try and get maybe a little bit leaner meat sometimes.
Yeah,
But the people who are more, say, like on the vegetarian side or whatever,
pay more attention for sure.
yeah, need more fat.
And
I mean,
also,
I can feel the difference. Like when those numbers are on, you feel good.
yeah,
Legit. Like you feel good.
also know if you think that if after all of this that we said, you think like that is very clear cut, like, oh, protein, meats are going to be protein, fats are going to be like, it's not clear cut, right? Like it is the main ingredient of that food might be protein. That does not mean that it does not have fats on it. So
Oh,
like,
right.
let's say
That's
you
what I mean.
start logging and you logged your chicken thighs, and it's like, I don't even know if those numbers are right, probably not, so just making it up, but let's say it has 50 grams of protein and you see it in there 10 grams of fat, right? Like, wait, but they said that chicken is animal and animal is a protein. Yes, it is. The
Right.
main bulk of the food is going to be a main macro. There's still chances and high chances of some of the other two macros are included on that certain meal. So for sure, food. So for sure, like chicken thighs, it's the part of the chicken that there's more fat. So for sure, if you're logging that, you are going to see fat on
Yeah.
your log.
And so then that's where they'll get into, so meat, protein. So if someone's eating, say, like, I don't know, a brisket,
Yeah,
tastes super good, but they're gonna have to. So if you wanted to get all your protein, say, in brisket or like a real nice juicy steak, you have to. So you're gonna eat X amount, but then the fat that's included onto that is gonna be way above those numbers. So that's where once you start recording, then you're like, oh, okay, so I can still have steak. Then I gotta chill out and maybe eat like lean chicken breasts for my next meal or something like that.
and also know like this is awesome to create awareness, right?
Hmm.
Like you know what's happening. Like I log my people ask me, oh, but do you log your macros? Like do you? I do. I don't do it every single day of my life on all of the seasons of my life.
Hmm.
There are seasons that I want to dial it down a little bit more, that I want to lose some weight or gain a little bit more of muscle, lose some fat. And then I start logging it to see where I can optimize and improve. And some seasons that I gain a little bit of weight and I don't think I've changed it. I think that I'm eating pretty good,
Right,
but
you're eating pretty good.
right, I think that that's what's going on. So I'm like, wait, I tried to put that jeans on and it didn't went the way I thought it was gonna go. So
Hey,
let's
I think Vanessa shrunk them in the dryer
right,
because this
there's
isn't
something
right.
wrong here. So let's just start logging our food and just see what it is that I think that I'm doing that I'm really not doing, right? Like, and then
Yeah,
you're like, oh, wait, you're eating 4 protein bars a day. Oh, that is like almost 1,000 extra calories that you're eating just for fun,
right.
right? So the logging, it's not to make your life difficult, it's to create the awareness of the habits that you have today.
Yeah,
And once
I
you
think
have
it's
it
great.
clear, you don't need to follow anymore because you created the skill of looking at your plate and be like, oh, I don't need to log this because I know this is a pretty solid plate of food.
Yeah, and if you're getting the results that you are happy with, then don't wig out. Just
Right.
keep going. And
Right.
if stuff starts going off, then just go back, checks and balances,
Correct.
write it
That's it.
down.
That's all there is. Checks and balances.
Yeah.
That's what logging is. So
Our
that
number one is don't diet and
don't eat
don't
like a
eat like an
muscle.
A. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that is it. That's all we gotta do. Just remember that it's not about like don't try to do it. The reason why we are like the whole industries in the shitter is because we are doing because we are chasing the number on the scale, right?
Hmm.
That is
Yeah.
the main focus. And then when we start to chase that one number on the scale, we put the blinders on, and anything that comes in our way is acceptable. So when it comes the news that if I eat 40 grams of carbohydrate, I'm going to get the number that I want, I'm so focused on the number that I want that I'm going to start eating 40 grams of carbohydrate. If I only if I eat only protein shakes for 21 days, I'm going to get the number that I want. I'm going to be willing to compromise my health because I am so focused on the number on the scale. The number on the scale is fun and it's good and it's a metric, it's a number, right? But if
Hmm.
you're losing weight, if you are on the journey of losing weight and exercise because you want to live forever, because you want to sit down on the floor and be able to play with your grandkids, because you want to go outside on the patio and run around your kids without having fear that you're going to have a stroke, don't compromise that. Your goal is your health, right? Like if you don't care
Hmm.
about that, then like if you just want to look like one of those fake people on a magazine that they don't even look like that and you want to
They don't even.
compromise,
Yeah.
right? Then
Yeah.
by all means, right? Like for sure I'm not the right person for you because that's not
Yeah.
what I believe. But by all means, do what you gotta do to get to your goals. But if you are doing this, like just ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I restricting myself? What is my ultimate goal? Like at the end of the day, what am I trying to achieve with not eating carbohydrate, not eating meat, being a vegetarian, or following a low fat diet? Why am I doing this? Is it because of my health, or is it because I'm chasing something that's it doesn't even exist, right?
Hmm.
And if it is because your health, because of your health, then look it up, like inform yourself. Is that really true? Is that like is low carbohydrate true, or is it going to affect my hormones and going to make me even sicker, create an autoimmune disease, right? Like
Hmm.
ask ask for help. It's like we are on a day and age that asking for help, it's so easy, right? Like with Instagram and Facebook, you can DM anyone,
Yeah.
right? And just be like, hey, I have a question, can you help me? And I'm pretty sure like anyone that's like any coach that enjoys what they're doing, they're gonna be like, yes, tell me, how
Yeah.
can I help you? Right? Like
Yeah.
because we enjoy this, that's how we do, why we do it, because we love what we do. We like, it's, I know that's a novel idea on the world that we live today, but we legit enjoy helping people,
Yeah.
right?
I
So
think. Go.
no, go.
Oh, so like when you were saying for, um, they get so focused on that number, but like, why are they doing it? I think what came to my mind too is some of those people think that that number is healthy.
Right.
And then so if they can understand like what you said, like other biomarkers, movement, mobility, yeah, can you get up and down off the floor? Like what is health
Right,
to
like
you? Yeah,
how
that's
does your
it.
skin look? How's your
Skin, right.
hair look? When was the last time that you did a blood work and your glucose was fine and your cholesterol was fine and your like your hormones? Like ask for your provider to do your hormones check. It's your
Hmm.
body. Like if they say no, I'm not gonna do it. Tell them you want it. It's your body, it's your blood, it's your money. You fucking do
Hmm.
whatever you want,
Hmm.
right? Like just inform yourself. Don't follow don't follow what worked for other people. Follow what works for yourself and do what you need to do for you to thrive. And then if you start following a whatever nutrition protocol after 2 3 weeks, stop and think, how am I feeling compared to 2 3 weeks ago? How am I my sleep is doing it? Am I sleeping through the night? Do I feel more energy throughout the day? Am I more stressed out? Am I hangry at the middle of the afternoon? Do I need to take a nap in the middle of my hair is falling? Do I feel like even in the mood to have sex? Right? Like
Hmm.
those are your body telling you, your nutrition is on point and nutrition is not. So also I feel like that's something that we miss. It's stopping and hearing our body, like how you poop, right? Like, do you poop
Hmm.
regularly? That is a mark health marker, right? Like,
I used to call that a PhD. Poop happens daily, and
right.
it should. A lot of people don't like 3 to 5 days they won't go,
No. Right. So
and
that is
that's normal to them.
no. I mean, that's normal for it might be
For
common
them,
for you, but that is not normal.
correct. It
Right?
shouldn't be. Yeah.
Should like no, there is no that you should be doing like you should be pooping just like you're peeing. Well, maybe not in the same frequency that you're peeing, but
Yeah.
like you're peeing, you should be doing it every single day. Like
And
you
if you're listening, I just don't want them to go out and buy like a Metamucil just to go poop or something, or
no, don't do it. Do it the right
don't
way.
go get a
Right.
laxative. Don't do that.
So just like it's your like it's your body. You only have one. And a bunch of those diets that we see it out there that people start following, they legit wreck you. Like your hormone, thyroid, adrenals, cortisol, sex hormones. You don't see them. They're not there because we don't look at them because the medical providers don't ask on the blood work, but they are there working their magic, making you feel like shit in the middle of the afternoon because you're not eating enough carbohydrates, making you wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to sleep anymore, making you feel super stressed out, anxious, and overwhelmed. Take care of your body. It's only one. Once this goes through when this is done, once you're done with this one,
That's it. Yep. You
you're
get one of them.
done. Just do whatever you can. Do the best that you can with what you have. That's all that you got to do.
I
Right?
like it.
That's it.
And make the least amount of change, or the least effort to make change. Just start there. What's the one thing that you can do? Boom, do it. And then, yeah, ask for help.
Easiest, most actionable thing that you can do tomorrow to make your life a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like,
And
that's it.
decide.
And commit with doing it. Show up for yourself. Like, don't wait for other people to show up for you. Show up for yourself. Just do it.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
do it.
like it. Just do it. And be a good human. Like and subscribe.
Tell your friends that we have
Tell your
this.
friends.
Today was a good talk. We talked a lot. I hope you all stayed here with us.
Hey, and if they didn't,
Y'all did.
I got to talk to you, and then I learned. I even pulled out an old manual. I went out to the garage. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna
That
get
was
this
fun.
thing."
So we
That was
learned.
fun.
We talked. We made some friends. Let your friends know that we're here for them. If you need us, you have Willie
Lee.
at on Instagram at William Beckvar.
Yeah, or United Trainers Association.
Or
That's
United
probably
Association. You're gonna
Yeah.
probably get a lot of dad jokes in there. So
daily.
if you like dad jokes, that is for sure the Instagram to follow. Mine is Coach K Damiani, just the letter K, Damiani. That is me. You're gonna get a little bit more of practical information in there.
Hey, you did have a dad joke up there one day, though.
I do have like I like to tag you when I have that jokes.
Yeah.
But anyways, a little bit more of fitness and mindset and nutrition. Let your friends know that we're there. Let's make us viral.
Let's do it.
If you listen to nothing that we said in here, the one thing that you should take from this podcast for today, April 15th, is that you should let your friends know about us and make us viral.
That's amazing.
That is it.
All right.
Love you
Be
all.
good.
Have a great day.
Love you. Bye.